what if Kushina survived? Um, let's say Kushina was rushed to medical, then she would still have like um instead of let's say Minato divided Nine-Tails chakra into two halves. He gave half to Naruto. He gave 2/4 to Naruto, 1/4 to himself, and 1/4 to Kushina. So Kushina would barely survive this encounter, being grieving. Let's say Tsunade came and healed Kushina right in the Nine-Tails attack, cause yeah, just let's go with it, okay? Okay, so Kushina would just protect Naruto. Let's say Kushina would. Well, let's say this is a 6-year-old Naruto. He would get Kakashi. She would get Kakashi to teach him Shadow Clone Jutsu and study and just train. 99% train. He saves Hinata, but he kicks the bully's asses this time. Yeah, like I said in the Rogue. Hinata likes some more because of that. So yeah, okay, let's get in. Let's skip it again. Okay, he goes to get the scroll. The interaction with Mitsuki goes the same. But Naruto is in kind of like, I'll describe as a kind of like a wannabe Ombu outfit, because he just likes it in general. So he would go get the scroll of sealing, learn the multi-shadow clones, and just a random sealing jutsu that'll probably be important later. Okay, so then he would train with Kushina for a bit to try and get a bit of Nine-Tails chakra out. After he passes, Ruka sees him, but this time he beat the crap out of Mitsuki and turned him into the third Hokage. So then Kushina would be proud of him for that. So he'd train with Kushina, then done. Okay, he'd actually train with Hidana a bit, but okay. We'll keep that important till later. You have to find out later. Okay, so Naruto would just this time Hinata is on instead of pink trash can. Okay, so Hinata would be a bit stronger, knowing she could also pull off a Shadow Clone Jutsu, only one though. Sasuke would just be the exact same in stats. Naruto would actually beat Sasuke in the academy, but all the girls liked Sasuke still, because he's like, oh, Sasuke's better looking. Jesus. Okay, so Sasuke would just be like the popular one still, while Naruto would just get the dust. Like, literally. He'd just be like, he wouldn't care. He'd have his friends like usual, but just add let's say Kushina made him breakfast and stuff. But Kushina would go on a lot of Jonin missions. So Kushina would learn how to take a one-tailed cloak out of the Nine-Tails chakra in that time, and then the Land of Waves arc happens, but this time Naruto hit Hinata. Let's say she didn't want to use her Byakugan because she was running out of chakra from training with Naruto. Okay, I actually didn't go for the bell test. Sorry. The bell test would just go like this. Okay, so they were. Okay, so they devised a plan. So Sasuke would go in with a lion's barrage, and then Naruto would increase 500 shadow clones, and Hinata would all the shadow clones would try follow Hinata's movement, at least 10 of them, to block any of Kakashi's chakra. So he does the lion's barrage, and immediately after, fireball jutsu, and sprays it. And then he just gets a bit burnt. And then something like that happened. Oh, hello, Raven. Sorry, my hat just came in. Okay, so Naruto would just go in. All the clones start. 30 chakra points were closed. Kakashi just went lightning color and swerved around him. Hinata backed off because she was scared of him and getting in Naruto and Sasuke's way. So Naruto would just go, I learned this from you, Kakashi. And then he went, Rasengan. Kakashi knows Rasengan. Naruto knows it, but he hasn't mastered it. He just formed an unmastered Rasengan in his hand. No shadow clones needed. Kushina would have taught him chakra control by now. So then he just rushes and goes into his slit-eyed form. Not his red one. His eyes would just begin a slit. They'd still be blue. We've seen that in Canada a few times. So then he just rushing at Kakashi. Hinata would just be like, Byakugan! Ready for this. And then charge at Kakashi. Sasuke would join in with one Tomo and two one Tomo in each eye. Yes, I'm giving Sasuke one Tomo this early. Sorry, just had to keep him up with Naruto and Hinata. So they'd all rush in and punch Kakashi in a separate attack, but he substituted. So then Kakashi said, you all pass! Yay! Okay, so let's go into Land of Waves. The training arcs are the same, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Zabuza would normally go the same, but this time Hinata would guard Hinata wouldn't guide Kakashi through the mist, because let's say she was fending off Zabuza at the same time, so she couldn't tell Kakashi any movements. Blah blah blah. Happens Naruto's only a bit short in this timeline, yep. Because Kushina gave him nutrients, gave him food and everything. Yeah, so Naruto in this time would train with Sasuke and Hinata. Sasuke would unlock the two Tomo in one eye, and only still with the one Tomo in the other eye. Sorry, just need to catch my breath. Sorry, because what if's bad. I just wanted to do this myself, because whenever I search it up, it's just if Minato and Kushina survived. So Kushina would just be good. Then everything would happen the same. Just Naruto being a bit smarter. To the tuning exams. Okay, so he trained relentlessly with Hinata and Sasuke, but then, yeah, this is early tuning exams. Kakashi and Rosa and blah, blah, blah. But this encounter at Lee happens is, Naruto, I want to battle you. Oh, instead of Sasuke. So then Naruto would go into his blue slut form and then rush at Lee. He'd land a few hits and then Lee went, alright, and powered up a bit more. And this is weightlessly now. So Naruto went into red slit-eyed and just punched Lee back. He went flying into the wall, then Guy Sensei stopped all of them. So let's just skip to one second. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. So sorry, just got a little drink of water. This is only 10 seconds later, so sorry if I'm energetic. So Naruto would easily wipe out Lee for a minute. Then Guy Sensei would stop all of it. But then Lee didn't even go into the first gate. So if he did that, he'd demolish Naruto. So he didn't even get to use the primary lotus. Sorry if I'm talking fast. I'll go a bit slower. Okay. Naruto would just with this, Naruto would just bodied Lee a bit. Lee would be motivated to train. So Hinata and Sasuke this would be a stronger Sasuke and a stronger Hinata and stronger Naruto. So Naruto would be a bit taller, stronger, and happier. So Naruto will literally just they just enter in the tuning exams. Everything goes the same, but Naruto makes 10 clones around them. She knows super clones. Some Putin. She knows the super clone that bet the Raikage. Yeah, he'd make 10 super clones, and then they'd make shadow clones. So then they easily body the Hidden Rain villain ninja. Then Orochimaru shows up. This time Naruto just went into blue slide form, is about to kick Orochimaru. Sasuke went into 2 Tomo, 1 Tomo in the other eye, and rushed over as well. Raven, what's wrong? One hug? Okay, here's a hug. Sorry about the inconvenience. So Naruto would just rush over and just so would Sasuke, but then Naruto would go from the top. Orochimaru would just punch Naruto, throw Hinata to the floor, and kick Sasuke up in the air. Yeah. First, Naruto went into red slide form, so he'd take the damage pretty easy. So, he grabbed Hinata from the air, throw her down, punch Naruto in the gut, and kick Sasuke in the air. But then Naruto went, do you know that chakra that he gave to all the shinobis? Yeah. In the Great Fourth Shinobi War, that would happen around him, no tail. So he'd rush at Orochimaru before he could place the seal. Sasuke would just come over as well, back on his feet. Hinata coming in as well. Super clones, all QB amped, bodying Orochimaru. He went out of his skin and bited Sasuke and ran away. So Naruto wouldn't get to see all of them. And he actually would, but Orochimaru could only do a weaker version, so I can still use the blue slide version. Yep. Okay, so then Naruto and Sasuke would Naruto would guard Sasuke. Team Dosu would show up, but this time Naruto would just come beat most of them up, but then he'd get beat up, and then Naruto and Hinata. No, then it'd just be Hinata, then Lee comes out of nowhere. He gets bodied, and then Hinata barely defeats them. And then Haku nearly gets his arms pulled off. 'Cause yeah. Okay, so let's get back to it. Okay, so let's just skip all of the rest. Actually, they just grab their scroll. Let's say it's a heaven scroll, or if they have an earth scroll, I don't know. I just forget. So let's just say they passed and nearly beat Itachi's or Minato's record. They bet Minato's, but not Itachi's. So yeah. Okay, so Minato no Mikaze would I just imagine Minato being like, "Go Naruto, go Naruto." He beat Itachi's record with his whole entire team. So then he just demolished them. Okay, let's just skip. Literally everything goes the same instead of Neji versus Hinata. Hinata would actually overwhelm Neji until he uses full strength and body. Hinata. Neji would have a little respect. And then Naruto would just body him and have a speech, but this time he went into he definitely beat the hell out of Neji in base form. Remember, he's been training like Kakashi for years. So, okay, let's just skip to near the end. Everything goes the same instead of Lee versus Gaara, yeah. Sasuke versus Gaara, he just hurt him a lot more. His curse mark would kick in. Yeah, so Hinata would go with him, and Hinata would just be stapled to a tree after blocking some of Gaara's chakra points. So Gaara would just be demolished. By that I mean, that's when Shikaku came out. So Naruto would go into his that form that I talked about earlier, but instead it was blue chakra. And then Garo would just be like, look at him like, what is that? And then Garo, the fight would go nearly like usual. Naruto had the training with Jiraiya, but he just learned the summoning jutsu way easier in the first stage mode. But he couldn't access it because it's weaker than his version of stage mode is the one I stated in the last What If. We're just gonna nerf it a bit so it's weaker than slit-eyed form Naruto. So he just easily body Gaara. That's what she said. No, Gaara would just body him for a while, play with him. But then he'd open with Shikaku so Naruto would summon Gamakichi and the yellow toad, and then in the second try he would summon Gamabunta, so then they would just body Gaara. But this time Naruto gave all of them Nine-Tails chakra and prepared a Sengon and pushed it nearly in Gaara's face. And then they'd have their speech, blah blah blah. That's where I'm gonna leave it off today, guys. Bye.